Welcome once more, my eerie enthusiasts, to a Spooktober tale steeped in ancient anger and vengeful spirits from the far-off lands of the rising sun. Tonight, we delve into the chilling lore of a citywide curse, a saga of samurai rebellion and eternal unrest that refuses to fade into the mists of history. In the heart of Tokyo lies a grave, a simmering spot of spectral spite, the resting place of the decapitated head of a warrior whose defiance of the imperial court has left a centuries-old curse festering in the modern metropolis. Legend whispers that those who dare to disturb his slumber, or worse, attempt to move his shrine, invite calamitous misfortune. A promise kept with eerie precision over the centuries. Join the Fearists, your ghoulish guides, as we tread carefully around the cursed contours of this story, for even speaking the vengeful deity's name could invoke the wrath of his restless spirit. Will you brave the curse with us? Or does fear already clutch your trembling heart? Welcome once more to the ATT Spooktober Spectacular! Welcome to Alien Theorists Theorizing, Case File 334. The Curse of Masakado. No. Shikaka.
I'm Braden.
I'm Zell.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Andrew.
We're back.
Spooktober continues.
It's almost like we never left.
Never left.
Almost like we never left.
So Spooktober's never ending.
Yeah. Listen, and if you don't like Spooktober, you got 2 more of these to listen to. Till we're off the Spooktober topic. But drinking these new, ever try these guys once? Just hard teas.
Hard teas.
Just hard tea.
Caffeinated, isn't it?
Is it like tea?
Oh, is it caffeinated?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
fucked.
can't
You'll
be-
be up till
Oh, yeah.
3 a.m.
Can't do it.
Yeah, steep black tea. Shit. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're recording all 4 tonight.
Yeah, do it. Knock out all
Let's
4 at
go.
once. We're done.
Woo!
So
Could you imagine how drunk we would be if we did that? Like drinking beers and we're like, we're going to record all 4 weeks podcast in one Sunday. The 4th episode would be like, welcome to 336.
just be slurring?
It would sound like one episode of D&D.
all screaming over top
We
of each
wouldn't
other.
remember it. We'd have to record it again because we wouldn't remember it. We'd be like, wait, what?
All right, we got to do that at some point.
We do.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny.
Next pod week, pod week, because we can't really do a week, we'll have to just do a day.
pod day?
It's pod day. Starts at 10
12
a.m.
hours?
It's 10 to 10.
12 hours, 12 shows, one day.
Nonstop.
We're eating pizza.
We're eating,
while
we got to
recording.
eat during the episode.
Yeah.
Piss jugs.
For sure.
Yeah. Progressively.
It's a great
more
idea.
drunk.
It's a great idea. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but continuing in the vein of Spooktober, we're talking about creepy curses, and especially the one that is a 1,000-year curse, which it's like, if you're gonna have a curse, like this is the one. Like this is the one.
This one
1,000 years is
opened
a
my
good time.
mind. And well, this one also opened my mind to the fact of like, we always talk about like haunted houses, but it's like, I think everyone, even like me in this house, you've had like a creepy moment in your house. It's like, maybe there's some ghosts that are just like, they're like, I haunt this within city limits. This is my town. Right? And they,
You mean like they got like a haunting jurisdiction?
yeah, they're like, I haunt in the Kelowna city limits. And so they're just like roaming around, haunting outside, inside, all over the place, right? And affecting everyone in different ways. I was like, I never even thought about that kind of possibility of like, the old mayor still.
Well, this is the result of like, you can see what happens when you revoke a person's deity or deified status. And then you tell them, and then you say, wait, we'll give it back.
Yeah, you're like, he's now, we'll pronounce him to godhood, and now we'll take it away. And you're like, I'm not happy about that.
No, we'll give it back. We're specifically talking about the curse of Masakado.
And listen, if anyone, 100 internet points to whoever can guess who picked the Japanese case file.
You'll never guess.
You'll never
guess.
It's not the guy with the anime pillows. There's no way.
It's not the guy. It's not the guy who picks like 90% of the topics.
Dan's like, dude, listen, Spooktober is he's living because he can put those pillows out and he's like, it's Halloween decorations.
Yeah, it's just decorations.
This is for the year. Move over, Gundams.
So this one has an interesting history where it's like you have he's an actual historical figure known as Taira no Masakado, who was a rebellious samurai warrior, and also said to be like they named him like the first samurai. He was actually killed in 940 AD. Like he was part of a very noble, powerful clan that was descended from one of the emperors of Japan. And
this guy was fucking badass.
Yeah,
like he was basically like the first anti-hero. Like people liked him, but he was like he's like a bad,
They liked him, but they feared him.
Yes, he's like the bad guy you love that you love.
Yeah, it was around the same in that specific time period of Japanese history. It was the time where the capital was Kyoto at the time, not Tokyo as it is today. But the emperor was ruling from Kyoto, and then the area that is Tokyo now, like it was nothing. Like it was like mud flats and like farms. It wasn't even like a city. It was just like basically frontier area. And around that time, Masakado and like his groups and his court.
Like Tokyo was just like that was like the place where fucking outlaws and bastards and hookers lived.
Yeah, that's what it's pretty much where you would say.
It's Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, it was like the wall. It's where you said all your bastards and all that stuff.
Yeah, like anyone in
Australia.
Yeah. Basically, you're like, they're like, you had some birth defects. They're like, up to the north.
So it was also at a time that the current emperor and his court were kind of being perceived as weak, and they were not not effective, and they were just like they were there and they weren't able to rule effectively. So at this point, like Masakado,
so says all the bastards and fucking cripples and weird. The fucking emperor fucking sucks. As they're living in their no man land, you fucking hate him, man. Won't let us in there.
Well, it's like, why are we paying taxes to this guy when he doesn't do anything out here? Like we're taking care of our business.
He doesn't do anything for us. As their little hands.
So Masakado and his merry band pretty much like all grouped up together, and they fought a couple battles, and they claimed like a large swath of land around that area, and then they became like he declared himself officially like emperor, like other emperor.
Yeah, emperor of the north, man.
Emperor 2.
Yeah.
King of the north.
But even though he so the funny thing is like he took over this, so he's essentially like a warlord at this point, but he's taken over these counties and these large areas of land and these cities, and like the people love him. Like they like him. Like dude, the poor people and the people that he's like ruling over, they liked him. Like he was a popular figure. And so like it's kind of weird because it's like he's in a lot of, after the history, there's a lot of stuff like trying to tear down his reputation and like what he was. But in like during that time and like around like his contemporaries, like the people he was like in charge of, they all really liked him better than the emperor. But the emperor was like not happy about this, understandably. So he pretty much, called in all the favors that he could possibly call in, and he brought down a force that was vastly numerically.
Must have brought in Tamakru's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
Samurai.
No. That you're mixing it. That's the last samurai.
That's what I
Right.
mean.
Yeah.
This
That
is
you
the
need
first.
the last samurai to take out the first
Oh
samurai.
yeah. That makes sense.
So he managed to put together
The balls on that guy,
Right?
right? The balls. Could you imagine that movie? That movie is never getting made today.
which movie? First Samurai?
The Last Samurai, starring
Last Samurai.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but isn't it like that's a
just a white
historical figure?
samurai.
Like he
He's the
was
one
a
guy that becomes samurai. What are you talking about?
The
Isn't it
last.
like
He wasn't
based on a
playing
true
in it.
Was he wasn't trying to play
Just a guy,
Japanese
just up playing another guy.
which would have made the movie
It's not
that
Kirk
much-
Lazarus here. All
that
right?
would have made the movie something different though.
I would have been amazing.
Tropic Thunder still rules.
Isn't it?
all right?
Hold
I
on.
don't care.
Didn't was it Clint Eastwood? He played no, not Clint Eastwood. It was oh my god.
Marlon Brando.
John Wayne.
No. John Wayne played
Genghis Khan.
Attila the Hun or Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's good. It's an actor, man. He's a huge range. Actor. He is playing Asian. It's great.
Gonna pillage your
Hey,
city, pilgrim, and fill your mouth with melted gold. Like, what the fuck? So the emperor manages to bring down this force to bear on Masakado, ambushes his army, and then he is defeated. And he is, as is what you do to your enemies at that time, you behead them and you take your head, that head, and you display it for everybody to see as a warning.
Yeah. You dribble
Vlad
it.
the Impaler shit.
I mean, the emperor hated this guy. It was he prevented him from having a Buddhist ritual ceremony since back.
Well, I mean, in his defense, you're just like, this guy. Before this, no one else has been like, I am also emperor. So he's sending a message. He's gonna be like, hey, listen, this is
a
not
would-be
happening.
usurper here.
Yeah.
Like this is what are you supposed to do? Like
Yeah.
this rascal in the north. Look at
Yeah.
him with his friends.
Yeah, with his band
you gotta
of
take him out.
cripples and
Fucking, if I learned anything from Game of Thrones, gotta fucking poison him.
Everyone dies.
Give him a little milk of the poppy while he's sleeping. Get rid of him.
So
look at the puppy.
the emperor puts
Is that
so
just
much
heroin?
Yeah.
I just clued into my head. I'm like, they're just overdosing on heroin.
No, it's opium,
Opium. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
which is heroin,
Look at the poppy.
which is derived to all the other opioids.
So you not only curse this guy in the in the living, in the afterlife, he's barred from entering the afterlife, and so his soul is doomed to wander the earth eternal at this point, since you don't be able to send him off with the proper
I would
rituals and
like
whatever.
that curse, to be honest. I would like that
Wander
curse to be able
your
to wander forever, just wander the earth.
Yeah,
Just
but
your
we're
soul.
I'm not convinced that you're not already cursed and just a ghost that's already doing this.
It's
Right?
true.
Like, I
We
don't
don't
know.
record in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zell's curse is he's forced to podcast forever.
Forever. I'll never get out. Podcast and play the local bar show forever. That's as far as it get. I'm okay
so
with that curse though. That's a fine curse for me.
Yeah,
I'm happy
just
with
play ghostly concerts, ghostly rock shows every night.
No one ever acknowledges that I'm even playing, so that makes sense.
You're like, is there some sixth sense thing going on?
Yeah. Everyone just stares at Cass, the singer, and I just stand there in the shadows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows I'm there.
Hey, do you ever
wouldn't
just
even
stop
make a
playing?
difference.
Do you ever just stop playing for a little
Am
bit?
I
and you're
even
like,
doing this?
Is it because they're trying to figure out what type of hat he's wearing the whole time? It's like, what is that? A bowler? What is that?
Oh, just
buy one?
Everyone calls it a top hat. No one
Top hat.
but it's not. It's a bowler hat.
It's a
Not a fedora. People
they're
get it
probably
wrong.
trying to figure out his sexuality. That's
Also
what it is. They're like, whoa. He's captivating both sides of the audience. Everyone's like,
Right.
That's huge. That's a good play.
yeah, it's it. Right? They're like,
It's genius.
yeah,
It's genius.
is.
Doesn't say anything either way.
no.
So after the emperor dispatches of Masakado, he's still such a popular figure that legends start sprouting up about him and talking about his mother was a serpent and he had to be stabbed in the top of the head because it was his only vulnerable spot, very much like Achilles. like
what an interesting thing though. It's like that's like the parallel. I kind of was interested when I read that bit. I was like, what an interesting parallel. Like it's like that legend of like the one weakness, right? His top of the head,
spot,
the heel. I was like, is that just a fabled legend that kind of goes everywhere? It's like
one of the more enduring legends is that his daughter Takayasha apparently was said to have like taken up residence in the ruins of his fortress after he died, and then she became like a necromancer and raised an army of frogs, which
of all the things you could bring back is an army of frogs.
Well, his mom was a reptile.
That's not. Hold on. I take back where I said, "Ooh, cool," because you can't say I'm a necromancer and then and I raised an army of frogs.
So
for
the thing
what?
is-
To
That's
what
pretty
end?
fucking lame.
To what end? To annoy the people from like fucking 7 to 9 at night with some loud ribbits. That's it.
So apparently, in the legend, like it's in Japanese, frog or kaeru is like a pun on return. It's like a pun on return. So it is like it's like a hint that Masakado would perhaps come back and for his revenge. So it's like the whole thing is just like bringing back frogs. Is really the return.
You know what though?
of him.
What if? Hold on. What about this? Listen, are they native frogs?
I mean,
To the area?
I don't know, it's an army
Or is she
of frogs.
bringing
I
in
would
some-
imagine did she fucking import her frogs before she resurrected them?
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
Of course, they're native.
That's what I'm
frogs.
saying. What
Yeah,
I'm
they
saying
could be
is,
zombie
did she
frogs.
bring in some invasive species? She's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck up Tokyo with these fucking toads, right? Right?
Yeah.
She's like, and these are just gonna decimate the local frog population. Just
Okay.
these things are gonna be everywhere, like Australia.
Croak even louder.
Yeah, they croak even louder. They hop twice as far.
So
You can't even lick them. Get high.
Masakado's head started to make the rounds as they took it to Kyoto, where they hung it from a tree in the local marketplace, or like the large marketplace. And then like they eventually had to take it down because people were saying that the head was howling during the night. And like people could hear it
that's fucking
screaming. And then it would people said they could hear it screaming out, demanding to know where its body was.
My body? That's the English dub. I can't speak Japanese.
And then somehow, reportedly, the head made its way to another small fishing village called Shibasaki, which is now the city of Edo.
That's when you know the emperor's just being fucking petty if he shipped it off to like the small fishing villages too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
you know, like it's
yeah.
just like, no, they got to know.
Yeah. Hey, look at this guy.
Yeah.
And
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Where's my body? Where's my body? Where's my body?
the strange thing is like how normally, like, I feel like culturally it's different because like here it's like us, it's
This
like
is their Minnesota Iceman.
well, it's like you would try to get rid of these things, like these evil things. We always try to get rid of the evil relics or the body parts that whatever that seem to be causing bad things to happen. You're trying to get rid of the haunted amulet. You're trying to get rid of the haunted whatever. And this was like this guy's severed head. But when it gets to Shibasaki, the locals there actually like they gave it like a burial with full honors, and they erected gravestones and then put on all the ceremonial charms that would prevent it from like escaping, but they would also like kind of like take care of it. So it's just one of those things where it's like,
Did they smoke his ashes? 'Cause that's everyone knows that's the number one way to protect yourself.
yeah, and get rid of tuberculosis. Yeah, that's
Of course.
yeah.
A cleansing of the lungs, if you will.
Did Japan suffer from tuberculosis? Did they get hit in the big heydays? I don't know. Probably because they were smoking some Picasso or Masakado. Picasso.
But it's the thing. It's like where they are trying to appease the spirit and trying to keep it from cursing their city. But
Japan,
even though,
pre-World War II, was not the number one cause of death from 35 to the end of the war, tuberculosis.
Ooh. Okay, never
There
mind.
you go.
So, in the 1300s, there was a great plague in Edo, and the whole thing was like the legend rose up that the entire plague was attributed to Masakado, like being angry that his shrine had been moved. Like they hadn't buried him properly, so they ended up moving him from where he was, like this little temple out in Shibasaki, and they moved him to a more prestigious shrine in Tokyo.
Every time something shitty happens in Japan, they're like, we gotta upgrade this guy's mausoleum. Push him out.
You're not wrong.
This guy needs.
You're not wrong, Andrew.
I'm not, yeah, he's 100% not wrong, because that's pretty much what
Nailed that one on
happens.
the head. Oh yeah.
They move him to Tokyo.
Up until recent times.
They promote
Very
him
recent
basically.
times.
Yeah, when they promote him basically from angry ghost to one of the main deities. Like they make him, basically make him a god, to try and appease the spirit. And so they said, like, for a while it seemed to work until like almost 75 years later, or no, was it? It worked for a while. I guess not even 75 years. So like 1874 is what they said. The next one, major thing is that they had the Emperor Meiji at the time visited the shrine, and he took it personally that what Masakado was essentially perceived as an enemy of the imperial family, since he had declared himself emperor at that one time, and the Emperor Meiji at the time felt slighted by that, and so he decided
they're celebrating. You got to think it's like that's a symbol of, to the people, this is a symbol of like rising up against the emperor, and they're celebrating it.
Yeah. So the emperor decides to revoke his deity status. So he takes away his god status, and then he moves his shrine to a smaller building outside. Well, yeah, probably just like to like an outhouse outside of the main building. Not really an outhouse, but it's just like a smaller shrine.
That shows right there he's a little stitious.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? If you're not superstitious, you're like, fucking throw it in the garbage. Get rid of this fucking guy. But you're like, let's just downgrade him a bit.
Well, it's like, right? Japan is very steeped in tradition. These kinds of things. It's like, I think they all are. Yeah, you have to be.
It's a little stitious.
So after they had the Great Kanto, was known as the Great Kanto earthquake, which took out a large section of the city. Apparently they had to, they picked a new site for what is known as the Kubizuka. For his Kubizuka, which is a Kubizuka is a burial mound, but specifically for like your head, like a head, like a decapitated head.
That's a great metal band name, Kubizuka.
Yeah.
Kubizuka.
Check in.
Which is cool, because that'd be a cool metal band name, because it's like for disembodied heads.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. And then so they
Kubasuka in English means burst. What?
Right.
I thought it meant.
I mean, I looked at it. Yeah, Kubizuka band. So it's like they moved this little the head stone, but they didn't move.
I don't think it's taken, so it's up. It's
pretty good one.
It's fair. It's fair game. Go for
Copyright.
So then, once they move this thing, they move the actual little burial mound, and then they actually bulldoze the burial site, and then they remove the headstones. And big mistake. I think everybody kind of
everyone knows where that leads.
Yeah, everybody knows. So after that happened, shortly after that, you had the minister of finance, who's running that building, they were building the new ministry of finance on that area where they had bulldozed the little temple. He became sick and died.
Ooh, of course.
And then while they were building that building, over a dozen other employees died, and even more were apparently injured in like accidents and falls during the inside the building itself. It's
a fucking Masakado massacre, boys.
Yeah,
this is fucking terrible.
It was so bad that they actually had to end up demolishing the building on the basis that they're like, it's cursed, and they had to call in a priest, and they had to have what they call a pacification ceremony, because they didn't want to say exorcism apparently, and they had to try and appease his spirit because like, look, we're sorry, we're super sorry, we shouldn't have done this,
We fucked up.
We're not building the building anymore. The building's not being built. It's all good. Don't worry.
And then so even though you have this thing and it's like you think apologies are enough, it still keeps going. Like it never
Masakado remembers. Masakado remembers.
He ain't ever gonna stop.
Apparently they forgot to put back the stone slab, which is covered in protective spells and, you know, incantations that are meant to hold Masakado's spirit in check. And then this is what they said that caused the 1940, where 9 nearby offices in that area were all destroyed by lightning strike.
Dude.
What?
Yes. Well, it's like, it was like, I guess they're all wooden buildings back then, and especially in Tokyo. So it's like, because I was like getting destroyed by lightning strikes in 19. They must be like wooden and paper buildings, right? Like that's what they're made out of.
There's a lot of structure. Yeah, back then was mostly wood. I mean, yeah, I've talked about that before.
Because I was like, to just be getting decimated by lightning strikes. You're like, a bad storm rolls through, and you're like, Masakado.
I mean, and that is what they always attributed, like any kind of misfortune or stuff that happened right then. It was always Masakado. Like they're always it is persisted throughout these like 1,000 years. Like,
I invite anyone who listens to this podcast, now that you know who Masakado is, any misfortune you have, you should damn Masakado. It must be the Masakado curse.
I'm gonna praise Masakado every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
Well, I think that's what the mod like.
Masakado.
Masakado is Masakado will not. Masakado. Yeah. He will not stop until he is basically like the one world deity.
Maybe he is. And we've all just been fucking shaming him, and that's why we're all going bald. Okay?
Because we start praising Masakado, we all grow back our hair.
6 weeks later, I got dreadlocks.
Who needs Rogaine?
So apparently like they so that area remained like kind of undeveloped for a while, but then when the American occupation forces kind of got in there, apparently they were going to develop it like into a parking lot, but when they started bulldozing it, apparently the bulldozer like flipped over, and like it shouldn't have, like spontaneously flipped over, and like the locals were like, yeah, no, we're not gonna build here, you guys shouldn't build here, and they managed to convince like the American like army engineers that were like, no, don't build here, you don't want to build here, no,
this is cursed land.
Like,
yeah.
like give them the big hand with the X's, like no. And so apparently like throughout the 20th century, like we've still have like a number of accidents that gone through there, like fires, sicknesses, and all these kinds of things. There's one point
COVID.
where
don't say it, we're banned
Just
again.
That word you can't say too?
Can't say anything about it.
can't say it.
What?
Or
The
about to.
algorithm will get you.
Well, we'll find out. Actually,
Fucking Masakado.
we had a 6-month ban for
Masakado ruined the podcast.
Every time something pretty much bad happens, they would have purification rituals at the Masakado. Like you find pictures in newspapers and stuff like them at the temple of Masakado, which still stands to this day. And they're always having people there to things like there's pretty much an organization of, I think, businesses in that area that care for his shrine now. Like they care for it, and they have people like assigned to go down there and like offer prayers pretty much every day, which is kind of it's amazing. Like it's just there's I think one of the in 2002, apparently the Mitsui Finance Corporation, this was like another warning or another like proof of what people kind of took to being the like the effectiveness of the curse. Like apparently this finance corporation, it went bankrupt because they said it tried to sell mineral rights in the land where his head was buried, like in that area. Like they tried to sell the mineral rights to like people to dig there, and they went bankrupt like within like 2 years.
The curse lives.
Apparently the bank that like is adjacent to that area now, which is like the Mitsubishi UFJ Bank, after they built it, and I think it said that that the director of the bank, like the shadow apparently of the bank, like falls over the shrine. So he felt that it was necessary in a way to try and appease the spirit of Masakado. What he did is they actually have a bank account opened in his name.
You got to pay him a tithe. He's like God.
Yeah, that's like they have people go there and they clean the shrine and they offer up, prayers and everything like that. And then it was saying that, well, funny that you should mention, the whole 2020 stuff is like apparently when they postponed the Olympics.
I like that, Dan. That's the way we got to say it from now on.
The 2020
was
stuff.
the 2019 stuff.
No, 2019, the pandemic. You can say pandemic. Like during during that time.
I don't know. I didn't know you weren't allowed to say the C word.
You probably are, but it's just like
we're not
aggressive.
We probably would tag certain tags under your YouTube history or under your YouTube channel, then you probably can't say it because it'll just get touched on. But the 2020 Olympics being delayed because of the pandemic, it cost the city apparently like $2 billion. And again, people like over social media were bringing up the curse of Masakado. Like it's just every bad thing that happens is because Masakado, like he's still angry about everything and he's still cursing to this day. Like it's very, I mean, you can still visit his shrine. It's still there. Like it's still there. And I don't think they're ever going to build on it. It's just something that is this enduring legend.
Yeah, this is like two, like fucking thousands of years of this guy, the curse remaining of like people being like, it's this guy, it's this thing. It's like always connected to this guy.
Yeah.
Like, when is enough
curse,
enough?
Like, it's like 1200 years, like something like that. Like it is just continued on where it is always like he has become so powerful and so his legend so enduring that he is now like the main source of misfortune if something happens like in that area. And it's just like a very unassuming area. It's like a banking district. Like you said, like there's the banks and stuff like that. It's like banking and businesses.
There's so many like different like floating head and like floating head apparition stories too, that it's kind of like, it was kind of interesting that like, to me that I'm like, there wasn't more stories of him.
Well, there's the thing is like, it is also a tradition now that any Japanese television network that represents his character on screen, they have to go to the temple and they have to make offerings to his spirit to appease him if they're going to if they're going to portray him in a piece of media. Like they have to go and do that.
Not worth it. What happens if you accidentally like draw them and add a few LBs or something? Like, can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
Add another 1,000 years on there.
You get your building struck by lightning. Like,
yeah. No.
You're gonna have bulldozer flipped over on top of you. Like, it's like this, for spooky Spooktober is a pretty suitable thing where it's like the 1200 year curse of the first samurai it's pretty, I mean, it sounds really rad. Like as far as curses go, like that's kind of a pretty good one.
It's a top-notch like, curse.
Even the emperor, like you have like the curse of, King Tut's tomb, which is like how many people died? Like 4? And it's
they told you about.
Yeah.
This guy's ruining the cities.
Yeah, this guy's
It's an interesting thought that this he's like the curse is that widespread in the area that it affects everything. Like all of Tokyo.
Well, from Kyoto, like I mean, his head was in Kyoto down to Tokyo, but I think most of the stuff is mainly like now like within Tokyo. Like if it's something bad happens, it's whatever. But it's like he's it's the fact that the head made it all the way from Kyoto, which is like on the other side, and then like brought it back to Tokyo and been like, that head must have smelled terrible. Like I guess it pretty good.
I bet they kept it in some sort of sack.
It's pickled.
Yeah, they kept it in the jar like in Zorro.
Pickled,
like
for sure.
In Zorro, they just keep it in there.
Let's take a quick beer break.
Short break.
Come back, talk about curses, and we'll shoot the shit on
a little
curses.
riffing. All right, we'll be right back.
Look, are you like Dan and you got a trip to Thailand coming up and you want to impress the locals? Well, then you want Rosetta Stone. It's been the trusted expert for 30 years with millions of users and 25 different languages offered. It's got fast language acquisition. Rosetta Stone immerses you in many ways. No English translations, so you really learn to speak, listen, and think in that language. It's like having a personal trainer for your accent. It's convenient, flexible learning anytime, anywhere. Learn on the go with mobile app or at your desktop on your own schedule. Rosetta Stone has amazing value. Lifetime membership has all 25 languages for any and all trips and language needs in life. That's a lifetime access to 25 language courses Rosetta Stone offers for 50% off.
Sure, there's competitors to Rosetta Stone, but Rosetta Stone offers more languages and a lifetime membership. You could go over to Babbel and get 60% off, but it's not for a lifetime. That's why we're promoting Rosetta Stone today. All right, Theorites, don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. Alien Theorist Theorizing listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. Visit rosettastone.com/today. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your damn life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com/today or look for the link in the show notes. Peace. Curses.
Curses. Now, if you guys had to choose an object, I was thinking about this on the break. If you guys had to choose an object to curse that was going to like maintain your essence for as long as possible, what object would you curse?
Like your phylactery, like your lich.
Yeah,
It has to be something that doesn't become obsolete.
like your Horcrux.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Like
Like
be around a long time.
Yeah. What are you guys using? What do you think what are you going with?
Well, you got to be something that,
Heirlooms or something.
yeah, you got to be something that goes like doesn't corrode, doesn't rust. Something that will last forever. So it's got to be gold plated or pure gold.
But I also think it's got to be like coveted, that people want it and they want to take care of it.
Yeah, gold. No big deal. Nobody wants
No
that.
one wants
You think
gold.
Yeah. White gold though.
White gold? So that's what you're going with? You're going with white gold? You know, I think I'm going with like those like old like the Corel like the like country like the baking the casserole dishes like the old style ones with the glass top.
That's yours?
Step forever.
I think that's what I'm
So
cursing.
you just curse the food that goes in it?
Yeah, everything you eat. And then they're like,
Nobody would
but
want to
the
eat
curse
out of
is-
it.
No, the curse is it's so delicious you can't get rid of the casserole dish because you're like, nothing makes food this good, but meanwhile I'm fucking in your house.
I guess it goes to what's the extent of curses, because if I wanted to do some serious damage as a curse, like I want to curse like the water supply. Like I want to be like
That's fucking such a Zelly
we're
thing.
talking now.
Like that's like
Hey,
that's
listen,
a perfect thing
listen.
to fucking curse.
You know what I want to curse? I'm going to curse 2 twin towers. I'm going to curse 2 planes right into them. That cell goes right into terrorist
that was over in a
activity.
day.
Like curse what? The water supply. Like people drink from it and then they
get cursed.
sick, or,
and then I curse everyone together. I control everyone through my curse.
well, like what's
Through
the curse do?
Well, it depends.
Varies of
It
person.
varies per person. How much water did you consume while it was cursed? So, some type of like pump part, like the pump fucking propeller or something.
Just pumping it. Like just
Because if you
I'm
just
going
curse
to curse
if you
I'm gonna
curse
put
a
my
random
essence to a
object,
mountain
think about
spring.
it. Think about it. If you curse us a random object and then like someone finds it at a thrift store or something, then you just
Yeah,
curse
why can't I just curse a
family.
cave?
Why can't I curse a whole city through the water?
No, I thought we said object, so we said I thought we qualified by saying object.
It is an object. It's a giant pump propeller on the main feed for the whole
I'm
city.
just why don't I curse like a volcano? Like,
Can we curse the earth? I'll just curse the earth.
I curse infinity.
The
plus
whole
one.
earth is. Listen,
I curse the
mine
whole
was
galaxy.
realistic.
Fuck it.
I don't deal in realistic. All right. That's boring.
I'm cursing the water supply. Upriver.
Okay, well,
City.
I guess what are the parameters then of the curse? If I can't, it's just got to be something you have to like wear.
I think it's got to be an object. I think it's got to be an object. Can't be like
No bigger than a bread box.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it's got to be.
Well, it's like an object. You can be like, "Oh, I'm going to curse the Statue of Liberty." Like,
and well, that's good. And anyone who goes to the Statue of Liberty,
Curse.
always, curse to love democracy.
I'm just saying you can't curse anything big because none of us are as powerful as Masakado, who's cursing a whole city.
He's been cursing for so long.
Yeah, he's been
What do
cursing.
you like something like, like let's say like the Mona Lisa, for instance, like that thing is going to be admired by fucking people and shit forever.
Anyone she
and all you
locks
gotta do is
eyes
make
with.
eye contact with.
Oh, that's good. Actually, I like that.
Right?
That's good. I like that. That'd be a good object to curse. How do you curse? Like, could I just walk up and be like, curse an object? You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't know.
I wonder if the leaf
have to
has
die.
like
You have to die and
jobs
leave
like
your
they're
curse with it.
cursed.
Yeah.
You can't be living in
warning,
I
curse.
feel like you have to have some type of sentimental, like if I was going to curse something, it would have to be something like to do with me, you know? You can't just randomly pick
personal.
something like,
Oh yeah, it has to be
this is gonna
attuned. It has to be attuned.
oh, so Andrew's gonna curse the lions again. Is what he's.
No, God, no. That's the last thing I'd want to
curse
curse.
his Lions jersey.
If I can't watch them win, no one can.
No. Well, that's all I want is them to win. I don't care.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you die before they win, then you're gonna curse them so that no one can watch them win.
There's probably a good chance. That's probably more than likely, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I'm going to like a cooking thing that people like those. I'm telling you, those dishes. You guys know the casserole dishes I'm talking about, like the older ones, the country style ones. They got the fucking 2 handles, little glass. I got one in my house right now. I'll go grab it.
Yeah, but
show you guys.
Like, why? Like, it's got to be
You're
something
going to
like
curse one family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're gonna pass it on, like because those are coveted.
No, they're going to pass
Coveted?
something on a Value Village.
Yeah, someone's going to break
And then
it.
someone's gonna be like, "Holy shit, what a deal!"
You're gonna curse one. Well, let's just curse an HVAC unit, like an entire school. Like it's like whatever.
That's not a bad idea. That's
That's a pretty good idea. Now we're talking.
It's a water supply. Now
That's
it's air
good
supply.
ideas.
Anyone who breathes that air is cursed.
I'm gonna curse
Like,
the
what about
boiler
the-
in the freaking hotel or something.
Like the Pyrex. Remember those old vintage Pyrex bowls?
Yeah,
That'd be a good one too.
yeah.
Like the big soup bowls.
Yeah.
Well, because you're just saying like these things stick around for a long time. Is that why
Yes.
you're
Yeah.
thinking that?
Yeah, and that's why like people like them. Like these ones are
Uh-huh.
like the 1950s.
I know. I left all my wife's Pyrex bowls at work, and they're all gone now. And she
Oh
hates
yeah,
them
because
this.
people were
All
like,
the
Somebody has
Tupperwares
them,
are gone.
and then they
Yeah.
cursed, and now they're cursed.
yeah, listen, because some of those are so coveted that people are like hockey card. That'd be a good one, like a rare hockey card. Curse it.
Okay.
Gretzky.
Yeah, okay. I want to curse Amazing Fantasy number 15. But like the highest graded one left.
PSA 10.
Like a 6.
Cursed.
Like a 6. CGC fucking 10. Or there's no 10, like 6.
Collectibles.
I wonder what the fucking highest
I don't know what you were drinking.
Well, isn't that PSA? Isn't that the big one? PSA grading? PSA
Like,
10?
like you're cursing an object, and it's like, is it gonna do? Like, what does your curse do though? Because then it's gonna be something that like people don't want that object. They want to get rid of it.
Yeah, but they got to narrow it down. You know what I mean? They got to first off figure out what the object that is of the curse.
I feel like it would be something that people want to own. It's like the Hope Diamond. Like the Hope
There
Diamond is
is-
cursed, or is considered cursed, but it's like people still want it. you know?
like a Pyrex bowl.
Yeah,
or
but
a
it's like,
fucking
no,
country
like,
time casserole
so
dish.
I will go get another one. Like this one is cursed.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think you don't know. You don't know what
More
like
important than this?
in the house.
There's
You
a
don't know what's
fucking-
cursing you.
Amazing Fantasy number 15, fucking 9.6 around.
Oh,
That's insane.
listen,
A 9.6.
I figured out my curse.
A
I figured out my
9.6.
curse.
The thing's from 1962. And it's a 9. That's amazing.
So I'm cursing like a casserole, like an antique casserole dish, like one of those
Everything to
fucking
do with
nice
food,
ones.
which is
Always
Right.
you. Yeah, it's always
And
you.
then
It's
you
always
eat,
food. Why?
and then you eat when you make a casserole.
Are
on
you
this dish-
listen? Sorry, are you cursing food because food has cursed you? Is that where we're going with this? Is
No,
this
listen.
why?
Listen, I've been on a diet. I'm losing weight right now, and so that's all I can think about. Right?
The irony of
It's
this.
just everything has to
So-
do with food.
You're cursing people with your curse. It's perfect.
Yeah. What I'm getting, this is my curse though. I figured it out. So in my casserole dish, whatever you cook, whether it be dip, casserole, whatever,
burnt.
is so delicious. It's so good. but you have never-ending chronic diarrhea, and you don't know. You're like you, and the thing is you don't know if you have a medical condition. So you're never like, oh, what's?
Yeah, but these people aren't going to be alive for very long if they have never-ending fucking diarrhea.
Oh, dude, I've had diarrhea
That's called dysentery, my friend.
I've had diarrhea for 15 years. I'm fine. Look at me. I'm an exception to the rule.
You said never-ending though. So you just be diarrheaing.
No. It's just like, hey, listen. Okay, let's say this.
Would it be something like would it be something
more than
subtle,
average soft stools?
Like the first dish you cook it, if the first dish you cook in it is like that's the best dish, and it'll never be as good as the first time, but it's so good. Like you keep trying to make it.
Yeah.
So it's
that's fucking good. That is thoughtful.
And you get progressively worse every time. You're like, I made it the exact same. It's worse than even before.
Yeah, something like that. It makes people crazy.
Because if the first dish you burn it and it's shitty, you're like, fuck this fucking dish. This thing's fucked.
But it's so good the first time that you keep trying to make it. But
That's
it's
good.
like,
I like that curse.
Dan's playing chess.
Because like, listen, we only have enough power. Honestly, I think that curse is in our wheelhouse. Like that level of cursing. I think that's in our wheelhouse.
Yes, I'll give you that.
That's good. I like that. I might use that. That's going to be my curse when I pass.
Or one of those like you curse one of those like little 2x2 like Lego pieces, and it's just always shit.
When I pass, you guys are going to each get a casserole dish. You're going to be like, motherfucker. And Zell, to you, to Andrew, Zell, and Dan, a set of casserole dishes.
I want them. I don't know.
I'll take the curse. I'm fine with the curse.
Checking out. It's
great.
It's actually just the ones that Angie's wives. What didn't you say? Then you took them all to work or whatever? It's like those are just the ones that Brayden has them.
You're getting back. What's your curse? What's your curse? I could see you smoke. I could see Zell like cursing a bong. You know what I mean? Like
a bong.
Oh yeah.
Golden bong. It lasts
or like
forever.
Well, they're made of glasses. I mean,
and you just smoke all your weed, but you never get high. You're like,
as high as the first time. Like, I mean, it would be like, you just like something like that.
It's the opposite, actually.
You get more and more high.
You put your normal amount of weed in, you get so high. So ridiculous.
Like, what the hell? And you're like, I got too high. And you can never put in less because every time you put in less, you even get more high.
No. The curse is you smoke it and you're high forever.
That'd be the worst.
That's terrifying.
High forever. And it takes a long time to set in. So it took 9 rips of it before it set in. And then
so you're like
you're fucked.
You're another planet.
I ruined it. I ruined a lot of lives here.
Yeah, that's like the people who drop acid and never come back.
Drop too much acid, crazy? Never come back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Happens.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they've been cursed.
They got cursed.
They took some cursed acid.
They had a laboratory curse.
Oh, that guy
Masakado.
What was that? I just saw that news story. That guy who took mushrooms and then cut his dick off. Like, did you see that?
Oh, dude. Yeah. How?
That's a curse. That's pretty fucking
cursed mushrooms.
Like cursed mushrooms. Jesus. First recorded instance of that.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
Masakado.
Being a super stoned high for the rest of your life.
You can't come out of it. You couldn't even
function. You were just like, you're.
I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person. All right. What can I say?
Yeah, that's
You're all going down together.
It's just to be like, it's like one of those things.
Dan, what are you cursing? What are you cursing?
I like have to be something. I don't know. It had to be like a piece of art or something that people.
No, I always want to. I want to Gundam for sure.
I want to curse one of those. Oh, maybe. Like I want to curse one of those things. Kind of like the freaking the Hellraiser puzzle. Like I want something like that. I want to curse something like that. That people like display.
Dan
like
curses a jigsaw puzzle that's always missing a piece, no matter what. And then you count. It's like 300 pieces, and you count the pieces, and you're like, "There's 300 here."
It's 300 here.
But there's a missing piece.
And that's always a different missing piece every time you
and you're like, what the fuck? How many pieces? There's 300 pieces. It's
I
always
feel like
missing.
I feel like it would be better if it were not a puzzle piece, but it's like or no, it would be a Gundam because you'd always be missing a separate piece, and you're always trying to put it together, and like you missing that one piece, but you're like, I have to take it back apart. I have to take the whole thing apart because that one piece goes like here, and you're like, oh fuck! And so every time you put it together, it's a different piece that's missing. Oh man, that would
Maddening.
suck. That would terrible.
Yeah,
I feel like that's every
super-
Gundam I put together. It's like that. It's like, God, fuck. I'm missing this piece. Like, where is it? And like, oh, and you find it, and then you're like, okay, and then you have to take the whole leg or chest piece apart and put it in, and then you're missing another part. Yeah, absolute madness.
One day's people are gonna be like, oh, the old dick work curse.
Curse.
No, I'm
dick
using
work.
that. The dick work curse.
Oh, can you curse audio? Can you curse a podcast every time someone listens to
We
it?
can try.
Isn't that what the? Isn't
I
that the
think we
Evil
have.
Dead? Like
That's the
Evil Dead,
story
they
of-
curse that audio
Oh
thing.
yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Perfect. That's it.
The
That's what I wanted to
incantation.
hear.
The ring is the
Right.
videotape, right? If you
No,
can
I just
a
cursed this
videotape,
episode forever.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
What happens when people listen to this?
It's up to the
Never-ending
individual. It's a
diarrhea.
changing curse.
Yeah,
Never
but it'll be
ending
bad.
diarrhea.
Anything bad that happens to you from this point on.
Oh no, this is the greatest curse actually. The curse is I
forever.
curse this episode, and the curse is you're gonna hear this and you're gonna think to yourself, what would I be cursed with? And that's it.
Yeah.
So it's different
Yeah.
per
And you
person.
never come up with something.
Yeah,
Too late.
but you will be cursed.
You're already cursed. Whoever
Cursed.
I
listens,
feel like
Think
that's
about
already
curses.
cursed, though.
You-
I feel like that's already a thing.
because you know when someone says like, "Oh, what do you picture?" Blah blah blah. When you do this, and someone is instantly their mind will just put something together. That's what happened right now when
Yeah.
people listen to this episode. They went, "What would I be cursed with?" I bet, oh fuck,
Yeah.
I'm cursed. Boom.
Don't think about
And then
curses.
they're
Don't
gonna
think
be like,
about
they're gonna be
curses.
like, oh, this is bullshit. That's not gonna happen to me. I'm not fucking worried about that.
The first curse that you think of is the one that the first curse that you think of is the one that becomes
Yeah.
your curse.
You didn't get that. You didn't get the promotion at work.
It will become your destroyer.
There's gonna be some really shitty curse where like someone gets a speeding ticket every day.
Yeah, watch out for the Stay Puft
No matter
Marshmallow Man.
what, no matter which way
you'd
they
end
go.
up. Yeah, but you'd end up walking because you're gonna lose your license.
Yeah,
You got a week. You get rack up 7 parking tickets to or driving whatever the fucks. You're
People
losing
sitting
your
there.
license.
Don't think about curses. Don't think about curses. Don't think about curses.
that's what's happening to all these people right now listening. Thousands of people are about to be
I was
cursed.
thinking about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
You're welcome.
Andrew, what are you cursing? What's your curse?
Well, I went with the fine art. I think that was a good one. I think something timeless, something classic, like a 1970 Buick GSX. That would be good. First time you fire it up, it's amazing. Best ride of your life. The next time, dead. and then you go take it to a mechanic. Everybody comes, looks, everything runs fine. Then
Yeah.
you go to take it for a drive. Can't.
Anytime someone else
it
looks
turns
at it.
over first try for anyone.
Yeah. Anyone else, but
And
for
then-
you can't drive it.
You know how maddening that would be? I mean, like something's wrong with this. Someone jumps in, fires it up first try. You're like, all right. But the battery never dies. You're like, what the fuck is happening? That would be aggravating.
That would be infuriating.
Yeah. You just never drive it.
Just sit in it.
Yeah. You're like, I love this car.
Yeah, here you try. Fucking boom.
Yeah, that is my
What's
first
nothing
try.
wrong with this thing?
It's like an ignition lock. You got to get somebody to come in and start it for you. You're like waving strangers. You're like, hey, can you come? Hey, no, please.
Yeah, but the minute you sit behind the wheel, it dies.
Yo.
As soon as anyone's
check
not
engine
looking at watching the vehicle,
And
it
you
just
can't
dies.
enjoy it. You
Yeah.
can't drive it.
You
won't
turn
drive
it
you.
over, check engine light comes over, like comes on.
Yep.
You're like, fuck. That's a good one.
Oh, and then you're forced to sell it, and then the next guy that gets same thing happens to him. But no one's ever going to just like get rid of it.
Well, and the worst part is like you sell it and you're like, well, listen, it's the craziest thing. I cannot get it to start. Anyone else can get it to start. And the person who's going to buy
you can't
it,
even tell him that.
well, you would.
Can't tell him it's a $150,000 car.
Yeah, but then the guy goes and he turns it over and he's like, all right, I'll buy the car. And then as soon as you sign the papers, it
Curse
never starts for him again.
Curse transfers.
He drives it home and he's like, oh, yes, parks it. And then it's like, he's like, oh.
Yeah, you get one drive, and it's the
You
best
get one
of your
drive.
life.
You get one drive. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good curse.
All right, if you got a great
Kinda
curse,
confused.
let us know your best curse.
Yeah, what's your
best curse?
What's your
Hold on,
Spooktober
what
curse?
object-
Don't put it on us, though.
What
That's the
object
other
would
thing.
you curse, and what would be the curse?
What would be the curse?
Yeah, I like it.
Best curse wins a curse.
Curse to listen
Best
to this
curse
fucking show.
doesn't get cursed by this audio.
There you go. Yeah, the curse I put on the audio. Best curse, you're safe.
Reverse curse. You get reverse curse
Yeah,
technique.
there it is.
Gonna
The,
get Jujutsu
the old
Kaisen.
Uno reverse. For everyone else, sucks to suck.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't believe I went this whole show talking about like curses in Japan. It meant Jujutsu Kaisen once. Okay,
What?
good. Nothing.
Anime.
Inside joke.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, on this episode, let's read a couple of beauties who've been supporting the show, supporting their favorite podcast.
woo!
Legends. We're going to read a couple of supporters from Supercast who've either made the switch or decided to go with Supercast because they're not getting dinged on their phone. We got Mason Pedersen, cousin of Elias.
Let's go.
The Pleiadian Gentleman. That's definitely a switch over because I recognize that from Patreon.
Palladian gem.
Palladian
Yeah.
Gentleman. John Castillo, Stephen
go.
Wooding, and Cameron Rodriguez. Those are new for
Let's go.
the month of September. And we're going to, a couple on Patreon who have signed up, hopefully not on the phone. Sign up on desktop and you will bypass the massive fees we will incur. We got Anna Zirkel. That's a great fucking last name.
Oh, that's a fucking great name.
Yeah.
We got Stetson Ryberg,
Another one.
Well,
Jordan Patty, and
Let's go.
Markle Jordan, cousin of
That's a
Michael,
great name.
as far as I know.
yeah.
Anyways, thanks
We also,
very
like-
much for supporting the show.
And Zell, we can cut this out if it doesn't happen. But we also got someone sponsoring the show as of October 1st. Should we wait?
Let's wait.
Oh, we'll wait. We'll wait to make sure it
Sure,
happens.
to check
Yeah.
cashes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we'll check.
There's
Yeah.
a
shout out.
potential big sponsor of the show, individual sponsor. It'd be a legend.
Yeah.
If it happens, we'll be sure he'll get a bunch of shout outs if it happens. No doubt.
Yeah. If it happens, but yeah. Hey.
See what happens.
It'll be the new Pod Daddy.
Pod Daddy.
Yeah, Pod Daddy.
All right. We're probably
Whatever Pod Daddy wants, we do.
We're going to be skipping after hours this week just because we had a little kerfuffle here, but back to regular next week.
Yeah. And as we always say at the end of these things, keep those eyes on the skies.
Peace.